Hey everyone. So as the title says, I decided instead of uploading a video for this week for 1 month, I would just live stream this thing I've been working on. I'm using my phone and oh, I'm getting a little navigator in the back actions. Anyway, we'll see how we go. No, we can go. It's fine. Sorry. Yes, I'm using my phone, so you're just gonna do these like my hands and the paper that we're using. So I drew this up during the day. I thought I would just do it before going live because that's just too much time. So basically for this, to make this sort of paper go, so I just got it sketched up, just sort of like the basic outline shape of what the puppet would look like in the end, sort of just like the body part and stuff, and then like traced over the individual bits, so I can get all the different parts that I can connect together and make one full puppet. So basically, to make any sort of humanoid type thing, not just red-hooded, but I think you need a headpiece, a torso piece. Depending on what movement you want, you can make like 2 bits. I just did 1 bit. Then obviously 2 arm bits, 2 hands. 4 arm bits, 2 4-leg bits, 2 feet and 2 arms, and then if you're gonna make any props, like later I might make some like gun props, but just basic stuff today. To make a little puppet, all you need is obviously your little sheet of all your bits and pieces, and some way to connect all these pieces. You can use thumbtacks, you can use, like, I know once I made something where you just tied all the pieces together with a bit of string, put some holes in it, type of string. I'm going to try something new today, so I don't know if it's actually going to work, so it's going to be fun to do live. But we got little safety pins. It should work. I did a little test of 2 different piece papers and there's movement. Yeah, that way you get something that connects it and makes a hole at the same time. Good time. So yeah, the reason I decided to go live instead of pre-record this, I guess you can see in real time, minus the bit where you make all the paste, like draw up all the pieces, how long it actually takes to make all of these, and then we can sort of play around with it and stuff. Yeah. So I guess your first step, obviously, is to cut this out very, very, very carefully, because you want everything to get it pretty well, and you want everything to look good. So I'm not very great at cutting, but I found the best way to do this is to just roughly cut out things like around. I'm live, but no one's watching. Sure.
Do you want this empty?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sort of roughly cut around something. Oops, am I in shot? Yes. This is all very new to me. Yeah, so I'm not very good at cutting, so I find this looks the best. And then, so you look a little, and then just sort of gently cut around the lines you have made. Very carefully. I mean, depending on the look you want, it doesn't have to be like super perfect, but I want it to be not super perfect, but like pretty good. It's also like why I like outlining things. I'm gonna cut out in like thick lines because again, I'm terrible at cutting and giving me a leeway. If I cut a little bit off, it's more the lines are gonna be cutting off, not actual pieces of the like main design type thing. These are pretty basic shapes, so like we shouldn't get any major should get any major mishaps and then cuts like that, but it'll be fine. It's good to deal with that. Sometimes things happen. you know, sometimes things happen. If you're wondering what I use to like draw this all out and stuff is so I used like some cheap, well, it was cheap, just around my house, some like medium-sized fine liner, and then I colored it in. Oh, and I used some like a finer one around the moment to do like little details on the face. Anyway, just on the face pretty much. I say face, but it's like a helmet, head, the head. And then I colored it in comics because I had some like I owned some comics because I felt that, well, basically these are quite like, this is a whole A4 sized piece, so like big markers that gave me more coverage were pretty good. So here's pretty much, I mean, there's little bits and pieces that are still white, but I guess it doesn't matter too much for the demonstration. But here we go, little Red Hood helmet. That's all nice. Right, and then we got, next what we'll do is the body. Again, just roughly cut up around the sign and a bit more here, and then sort of go in sort of more detailed sections of the piece. Now, again, as I was talking about before, I decided just for this puppet to go for like one torso piece, but I've seen it done before where you get like upper body bit and a lower body bit, but just for what I was, just because I'm probably not gonna do a lot of animation with this. It's just more of a demonstration for this video to show you how to make one. Just one piece will do, but yeah, it depends on what movement you kind of want from your puppets. Just gonna go in a bit there. And this is probably the most difficult thing to cut out from, like, for this design I've done, just because, like, obviously there's all these little bits and grooves and whatnot, because he's wearing a nice little jacket. Yeah. And I've got all these little, yeah, oh, I said she's the really important part. You should probably see in here, like, I've got this like little round nub on the ends of like where the shoulder area is. That's very important because that way you can sort of cover, well, not cover, but like when you connect the arm bits, it sort of sits nicely. See, it's like a little shoulder bit instead of just having like boop. I don't know, sort of a thing good to point out. And again, over here. So you can see this is, you know, a bit of a process. I mean, unless you're really good at cutting, you can do cutting out quickly. It shouldn't take too long, but again, I feel like I need to be very careful because I have a terrible history with cutting things out. So it's much harder to do when you're on camera and trying to make sure what you're doing can be seen. But yeah, again, wait, not again, having said this before, but yeah, at any time, if you have any questions about this process, just let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. Whoop. And then still around there, yeah. Again, it doesn't have to be super perfect unless you want it to be like, it all depends on I guess what your overall design for an animation type thing is. If you're, you know, making a puppet, not necessarily, you know, a Red Hood puppet, but a sort of, any sort of puppet that you're animating what you'll look. So like, I'm probably not going to cut up all these white bits, mainly because one, I mean, even though it's a live stream and people expect live streams to go for a while, you know, I'll be up here all night. But and also I'm just using this as a demonstration. I may do one little animation later on, you know, just to demonstrate how this works. I might even do another live stream later during the month or even next year, you know, showing how I would actually, what stuff I would do to do a stop wotion. While we're here too, I did talk about the like the little arm knobs, but you can see with the neck, I do like a rounded off so that way, you know, I can cover it properly with the little head. Oh yeah, sure. Okay. First things first, you might be like, the head is the same size as the body, pretty much. I've always drawn heads like huge. That's just my style with art. Maybe because I had a lot of brothers as a kid, so the proportions were weird. I don't know. But yeah, that's why the head is like massive. That's just my thing. I do when I draw people heads. I'm not doing like a realistic portrait. Obviously, proportion is right, but when I'm doing like little cartoony things, the heads are massive. It's just a thing. All right, that's probably good enough for that. So the head, the body. So you know, it looks like it's all lining up pretty well. So now we just got legs and arms left. That's all right. Oh, and the like hands and feet here. So what I'm gonna do is just sort of gently. I just saying gently. I think we all have a cut here, right? Maybe we don't. I don't know. Don't assume. Yeah. So then we get like the thigh bits. The little gun holsters that I was supposed to draw gun bits in, but I didn't. Oh well. This happens. These guns have been taken off it. Yeah, I'm gonna sort of draw now. Okay, so as you saw in my original sketch, I just did like an outline, didn't do any details. So it's gonna be fun to find out if like the little bits of the gun holster straps I've drawn on the torso are gonna line up once I do the leg. Sort of just eyeball it. So yeah, we'll see. Again, if you're doing like a proper bit that you want to actually make some sort of like legit animation with, probably, you know, do a bit well planning when it comes to making like the design thing, making sure things line up and not what. But you know, again, this is just for this video. This topic pretty much just being made as a video, and maybe in the future if I want to make little fun things, but nothing like too like legit. Not legit. Legit's the right word, but like this is a proper film type thing. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But we're in a situation wouldn't matter if things are lined up properly and it doesn't look absolutely perfect. I've been saying things don't look absolutely perfect. That's just my moral in life. Not really my moral in life, but just things don't have to be perfect. Alright. So we got one thigh. That's thigh, right? I know my anatomy. One thigh, and then here's next thigh / gun holster thing. Alright. Yeah, see, I'm running out of things to say. No. Yeah, I guess, yeah, this person's pretty self-explanatory. He's gonna cut out all the little bits and bobs. I wonder why bits and bobs is a phrase. So I don't know. Alright, next bit, and then, hold up. What are these bits called? Calves? Calves, and then sort of into the ankle area kind of thing. And then some of the ankles are in the next sort of thigh. It's like half of the ankle. Well, not even really the ankle, I guess. You guys, yeah, so this bit, these parts are much quicker to cut out because these are just like ovals. I mean, I guess depends on your legs you draw. It will depend on the quickness of cutting out legs, but yeah, my style is very cartoony and just like basic shape type things where it's like obvious what the shapes are, kind of thing. So like the legs are just ovals, and there's not much else to it. Cool. I might just cut a little bit off there. There we go, maybe round this off a bit more. Cool. Getting there. Oh wait, we'll do the shoes / feet next. So this is slightly more complicated, because obviously I put a little more detail. I could have left it like in the sketch or just one sort of shape. I should do like this. You can actually see probably one sort of shape, but you know, his shoes aren't like super complicated design, so I put like little design elements of him in. So yeah, I mean it's a bit annoying to cut out, but yeah, you know, you deal. When I have to do the torso, everything's possible now. Just a little bit, not as quick as doing like the bits. That probably, I'm shooting up. It's gonna be quick too. But the feet, this is the feet. The leg bits are going to be pretty. That will pretty quickly. This is a little bit more time. Have it going time. So far, just cutting this all out has taken like I don't know, say 30 minutes. I think it took a minute to explain what I was doing. Or a couple of minutes to explain what I was doing. So yeah, about 13 minutes so far into making this puppet. Again, will vary. Depends if you're very good at cutting or not, or pinning. You know, obviously you don't necessarily be a Jason Todd puppet, but then you can do actual puppet. Yeah. So again, I added the ankle bit into it so that everything connects up nicely. But yeah, I mean, everything's kind of like super well because of like what I'm using is like bobby pins, not bobby pins, safety pins. So like there will be like gaps and it'll like hang a bit, but you know, it just, yeah, if you were maybe using thumbtacks, things would be more tightly connected, or some angle. I know you can also do a thing where you don't actually properly connect them properly. You just sort of stick the pieces with blue tack. I guess that allows more movement. You know, it's not movement not restricted. I guess it again depends on the animation. Some people don't even use blue tack; they just sort of layer the bits of paper and then move it, take a photo, move it, take a photo, blah blah. Yeah, I guess so. You could actually do it over this when you cut the pieces, just leave it and then you just layer them top and then like move them around and then for your animation stuff. But I like solid like 1-bit puppets in case I want to do something with them, and after I use them for the first time, just keep everything together. And I kind of like using things like city pins or like thumbtacks where you obviously see like the bits connecting them. I like that sort of look of like, yes, this is someone made this, kind of like this is not professional, well, maybe not professional, but like not, you know, nice and shiny looking or whatever. It's like, no, this is homemade. This is someone's put the time, the effort to create something, and you can tell. I don't know. I just like the look. If you're looking for like animation, stop motion animations that use sort of puppets like this, I'm sure if you just look up stop motion, you probably find lots of different things, including like ones that use like the proper nice, you know, clay models and whatnot. But I guess we're doing hands right now. Says the person who's actually counting this out. It's like I'm watching this later, but this is live. Sort of good. Anyway, I was talking about, yes. So if you want to see like a stop motion that sort of uses like a paper puppet like this, I for my Year 12 like final studio arts assignment, I made a stop motion. I'm not gonna promise you that it's great. I can't actually remember. It's been years since I've seen it. I did make it like 3 years ago, and with a very basic knowledge of animation. You know, this is before I did my degree, and sort of know like how animation works better. But you know, it was alright. I did post that on the channel. It's like way back. That's like called the Queen's Tale or something. If you just search it up, it should come up because I don't think anything else is called that. I have an animation playlist on this channel. Just sort of look until you find it. It's where I made a paper puppet like this, except not as colourful, because I wanted to go for like a very simple colour aesthetic. It's like black and white, a bit of like a red. Which I guess is not too different. This is like grayscale, but there was like like black lines and then like a little bit of red, like accents and stuff. About like the evil queen from Snow White and like her backstory that I made up for her. Yeah, and I used thumbtacks to connect that. So I mean, obviously, so there's cold accents as well, I guess, because the thumbtacks were cold. Yeah, and then yeah, so that's somewhere on this channel if you are just interested in that. Again, maybe 3 years ago, before I learned like animation properly. So it's okay. Like I remember liking it at the time. I don't think I watched it. Oh no, I watched it once when applying. Actually, no, that was still 3 years ago when I applied for my course, because that was the same year when I did my application to show off. But I don't think I've watched it since. So I can't tell you the quality of it. But I do remember liking it at the time. So you know, you feel up liking it. Is that alright? So these hands. Yeah, okay, look. These aren't, you know, the most professional looking hands. Obviously I didn't put any things for hand joints, you know, for my fingers thing. Again, that is a thing you can do if you want to make your own little puppet. I just thought this was going to be too small. The way I'm connecting it and stuff is just too many little bits. So I just did like a one hand shape. Another thing you can do is actually, is like obviously I've drawn one hand bit, like, well, two hands, but like one position. You can draw hands in multiple positions and then don't connect the hands like to the main rest of the puppet and switch hands out when you want to animate. That's something you can do. Yeah, again, I could probably do another stream or even just another video on like stop motion stuff, because I haven't done stop motion in ages. I mean, I've used similar techniques in like when animating with After Effects. Like if you want to do like character animation and effects, you do sort of thing. You make like a digital version of this, where you draw. If you guys watch how it should have ended, that's how they animate all their stuff. Well, the looks I check they might change, but from the looks of it, same thing where they like do on like Photoshop. Well, I mean, you can use any sort of drawing program, but I mean, they use Photoshop, and in the past I have too, and I've done stuff like this. Is sort of do something like this, where you draw the character up in all its individual little bits, and then you sort of just add them as layers into After Effects thing, and then sort of move them using all the movement tools in After Effects, like the rotation and position and all that. You would change the anchor points to like what a joint would be on a character, whether it be human or animal or demon thing. And then so that's sort of like a digital stop motion kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, that's you can also like another lot of flash animation is a similar sort of thing to this, where it's like all the intro bits and you just move them, and then like so I guess this like technique. I'm sorry, I feel like I keep moving this shot. A similar thing is can be transferred into many different things, like obviously just like not just stop motion. I mean, it depends on definition of like stop motion, obviously, in like other digital animations. But so on to the last two bits, the upper arms. I think it's the bicep. Well, I mean, I feel like this area isn't just the bicep, but like the bicep area type thing, and the triceps are small bits which we just cut out before. Now the shading on these arms look weird because I originally shaded like one side and didn't realize when I did the second arm I did it the same side. So I did the first arm, and so that wouldn't make sense for the lighting us. So I sort of did this weird thing with this shading on both arms, except it's like a lot thicker than any of the other shading on the bit. So that's weird. But mistakes are made, and you sort of just go with it, or whatever. Shading's not my strong point. Like figuring out where the light source is in like drawings and stuff isn't my strongest point. I usually sort of don't really need some dynamic shading. It's like the light's going for the frets that are sort of shading around the edges type thing. Anyway, not important. So I'm gonna get rid of the mess. I will clean up off screen when the stream is done later. But yes, we got a bit. So we got head, torso, thighs. Oops, so there it is. Calves. Look at me trying to use like actual terms for things. Calves, biceps, triceps. I haven't looked at like what the official names of things are. I usually go upper and lower arm. The little ankles and feet, and 2 hands. Because it takes 2 hands to understand. If anyone's seen a Hungry Jack's commercial. How long ago was that campaign? Anyway, so character together. So I'm gonna sort of lay it out, and it's gonna be a landscape just because there's more room that way. I think let's just go on the. Yeah, no, you're gonna see it in front of the other way. Sort of how it would be. So, got your little torso bit, and then like the head's gonna be connected like that over there, and then under here is going to be. Hey, look, they do sort of line up. I guess you can manipulate it. I could easily manipulate it to see where I want to sit it. Go there. Actually, this is here. There we go. Oh, I'm impressed I managed to make that work. Anyway, getting distracted. Yeah, and then I guess these leg bits. Can they still shot? Yeah, still shot. Good. Can go on top or below. It doesn't really matter. Jason's Red Hood got like this is. I think this is. This is definitely more than if you choose the. I don't know if he still got this costume from memory. I think he has something similar, but he's got like little knee pad things, so that I put on like one half on top of the other, like on the lower leg, and then the other part on the upper leg. So I guess, but this one doesn't really matter which way you do that. And then the ankles will probably go. I'm gonna go under because you can see some bits. I didn't put the outline all the way. That's just for I don't know, I guess because it's like, oh, if I was drawing it normally, there would be no line there. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of want that look. Yeah, so the idea is it's like a drawing of the life, yay! Right, and then the arms are gonna go, where's the other arms? I'm gonna go probably oh, what's the one with the top? I forgot. I think this is the top. Go like there we go, nice. Look at me praising my own work. There. And then obviously like that. Yeah, so I'm just showing you how it all comes together. Yeah, obviously, yeah. I also have a habit of making arms like way too long, but this, I mean, this last of these holsters kind of, so you know, it's not too out of proportion, but probably super out of proportion. But yeah, I'm just bad at proportions in general, to be honest. I'm just gonna admit that out loud. Yeah, to be honest, I had someone look at my sketchbook long ago, like, "Oh, you're really good at anatomy." I'm like, "Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?" I feel like I would get like the bottom half of the body like way too small in comparison to like the upper half. Anyway, baby steps. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, proportion wise. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically what it's gonna look like, sort of all together. Obviously, there's gonna be like these little, you know, safety pins connecting them all. But it's actually one of the bigger puppets I made. The one that I was talking about animation before was like probably A5 size up altogether. But this is quite a large puppet, which is kind of cool. Very easy to show how to make one. So, yeah, and you've got all these little safety pins, and now we go connect them all. Time to make myself a friend. I'm kidding, I have lots of friends who are actual humans and aren't made of paper. All fictional characters. So what I'm going to do first, I think, is just looking how this all connects together. And then I'm going to do it like this. So I'll connect torso and head bits together first, and then I'll connect all leg pieces separately, and the arm pieces separately to the torso. I think it's probably the best way to do it. I don't know. Now I have like different sized safety pins, where they're all various sizes. But here we go. Wait, no, I was supposed to say something. Yeah, so like I might use a smaller bit in smaller areas, but yeah, so I'm probably gonna use one of the larger ones for the head and connect the head and torso, the little ones for like the hands and feet thing. I only got a couple of slightly larger ones. Like, they're all vaguely the same size. So I'm just going to go with this. I'm slightly bent. I feel like I don't want that for dinner. I have one spare, so I might leave that one as this spare one. So, pretty much, how we're going to do this is obviously unconnect safety. Like, take the sharp bit out of the bit that protects you from being sharp. Get your little torso. Get your head. These are almost the size of my hands. I don't know, it's like my palms. They're like palm size. Alright, and then we're going to poke. We can see this works. I haven't quite worked out properly how it's going to work, so it's going to be fun like screen so up there. So I've got to poke that through there so the sharp bit is pointing out to the side towards you. Slip Jason's head on. That sounds so weird. Slip Jason's head on. Like that. Whatever. I don't know how to describe the action I just did, but that. And then sort of connect it back at the back. Let's see, how's the movement to that? Because I'm still not sure. 100%. Okay. So there we go. Whee! Not too bad. So I mean, these compared to thumbtacks, you don't see as much of the like with thumbtacks because look at those like really big like things at the top. So it sort of hides the connection a little bit. You can just go like, oh, you're surprised! I'm having too much fun. It's all I gotta say, head and body. Cool. So we'll leave that aside and connect its leg bits together. Okay, so I'm probably going to use the larger ones to connect those bits and then the smaller ones for those bits. Yeah, that works out, I think. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ankles and like calf bits first. Well, I'm going to go for like nearly half an hour. This is actually taking a lot longer than I actually thought it was going to be completely honest with you. Okay, I think we're going to go, how can take these ones? I think because I'm sort of working out, this is like a while long. in terms of like connecting it. Like I've obviously made puppets before, but I've never used safety pins, so this is a little bit new for me. Might do the same thing here, and then, oh no, we want this under, don't we? So we'll go sort of halfway angle there. Oh, screen there, and then where's my? There we go. Is the hole ready? Yep. And slip that on like so, and then make sure that's top, and then missed it again. Oh, I think I shot. Sorry, it's sort of hard because I'm sort of like a bit of a distance away from the camera is and stuff, so I gotta make sure I'm in shot all the time. And then I sort of have to explain what I'm doing, but basically you got want the. I mean, it depends on your actual design, but I want, oops, that's popped out. Okay, it's a little trial and error kind of things. So maybe we'll try it that way again. Just sort of popped out just the way the layering is, but we've laid that better now. Oop, I'm so sorry. I keep getting this out. There we go. So now we've got the foot. Nice there. We'll check the next foot. There. Alright, now we need the foot first anyway. I'm very big on what I'm doing. Foot there. Yep. So we want it about there. Pop that up. So I think what I'm gonna do is have like this, like, I don't know what the past is saying, but like the larger part at the back, so it's sort of more hidden, I think. Even like I did say before, I liked the look of like things where you can see they've been like made by someone. I feel like it'll get, like, in terms of safety pins, like having that bit at the front would get annoying in terms of moving it around, I think, and maybe a little bit too distracting. Was that on screen? I'm sorry if it wasn't. Okay, there we go, and we got, I think that's slightly, there we go. So now we've got two moving feet. There we go. Whee. Okay, you don't have to use safety pins. You use on deck, string, blue tack. Don't even have to connect it. I'm just doing that because I want to. I want to try out this little safety pin method. Sorry, got two little legs. Now we're going to connect them to the thighs. Now I'm going to go to thighs on top. I think I prefer like that, but I'm going to go thighs on top just because I feel like the knee pads match up better that way. So we're going to get a slightly larger. I keep going to say thumbtacks because that's what I'm used to doing these with, making these with, but yeah. Might go downwards for this one though, like face it going down. So it's through there, and then so this, look, if this ends up at the top, it ends up at the top, but go down again, and then through, and then connect it all up. Yeah, so you can see like they don't connect. I mean, there's ways you can do it where they connect much nicer. There we go. Oh, it's probably two. Is that too much? It's too much of a... I mean, you can sort of slip it behind so it stays. And when it's like lying on the... whatever your background is and stuff. Like, yeah, look. Whee. Whee. But if you wanted to have it looking like that, you have it like that. It's all sort of one... You can never sort of completely work out how it's going to look like. Sometimes you think connections are going to work a certain way, but they don't. Or they're going to end up... so yeah, you can never like completely predict how things are going to connect that probably, but that's pretty good. Now we'll do the next leg. There we go. Very good effort. Connected. I think it's like some people don't like connecting it because then you can sort of just sort of have like explain what I'm doing when I'm saying like you don't have to connect them. So let's just say, I mean, we've got Jason's head connected a bit here. What someone might do is they'll have their little bits, so they just use the arms for them and they have it like this, and the hand there, they'll say there's a position that they want, and then they take a photo, and then to move it, they'll just move all the bits like that without connecting it, because usually when using these sort of puppets, you're filming from above, like I am now, so it doesn't matter if things are connected because it's not like you're going to be filming it like this. Again, it's all about preference. I like connecting it because I feel you know, it's sort of easier, like, I mean, there is sort of a movement restriction, like maybe a real person. I mean, there's probably things these bits can do that an actual, you know, person and actual movements would not be able to do. But it does give you some sort of restrictions, so for a more, slightly more realistic movement, if that's what you want, if that's, you know, I kind of like doing that. But also, like, just, what I'm trying to say? Yeah, see, this is, you can now, watching this, you can imagine what it's like editing my videos, like the pre-recorded, not live ones, where there's lots of me just sitting in silence, trying to figure out what I'm trying to say, because I don't usually script my videos. I don't know, I've tried that before. I just felt like something's missing in terms of, like, the emotion and like, I don't know, I don't feel like the emotion behind what I'm saying comes through. It's just like I'm reading off something. I don't know, I have this thing when I read off. Anyway, I mean, this is not the point of this video. The point of the video is making a puppet. Alright, so we've got legs. You know, little legs. Okay, that's a very good example of what they do. Alright, now we just connect the arms up and connect everything together, and then we'll have a puppet. Yeah! Okay, so obviously we want the arms to be like this. I'm gonna try a different technique where I connect it already like that. With the hands, maybe a bit more like there. Where I'm holding it and like sort of stabbing a sense, like, so, like from the back. So it's like, whoop, hold it together. And then, oh wait, it's probably not gonna work because we're gonna slightly lose the connection, don't we? Oh, I'm gonna do this. So this is real life, you know, this is teaching you how to solve problems. How did I do? I'm like slowly doubting how I did everything else now. Let's just try. So I feel like it's way too, let's just go through the high pointed. I can't get through that. Okay, I know this is definitely off camera, but so alright, and then put the arm through. Wow, this is really, like, this is a really tedious process. There's no way around it. No, it's the right way. I don't know, like it sometimes isn't like the most insane to do. But yeah, the results are worth it. Oh, I'm off camera again. So okay, so now we got our little, okay, there's a little bit maneuvering with this one. These are like little itty bits. Alright, and now we got, can we see over here? It's getting a little dark in here, isn't it? Anyway, a hand that moves. Well, it's gonna look better when it's connected to the torso. Right, and then we'll connect the other hand, so we can have everything sort of come together. Again, any questions, feel free to ask. I will answer them to the best of my ability. Yeah, about animation in general, or like stop motion. So I've already forgotten how to do this. Anyway, then, I don't know, we had it lower, didn't we? We had it way lower, like there, and then we'll slip the arm through like so. Yeah, sometimes it's gonna be very quiet. It's hard to talk just so to like so long. There we go. Now we got the other arm. Again, I might even leave it hanging like that. Kind of a nice effect. But I guess once it's flying down, you can always just push it back up. All goods. But that's gonna look like that. Anyway, now for the last bits. I think it was like this. Last oh. So puppet from behind. So technically going to puppet from behind, one piece, and then where are we? There we are. Is this right? I mean, I guess these bits you can't tell which bits, like what side, so it doesn't matter. And then pop it down inside. Here we go. Oops, dropped it. Pop it inside. And then, oop. Here we go. One arm done. There we go. Can you see that? How it moves? Like obviously Rohan can't do that. I was looking about how it gives semi-realistic thing, but you know, there is obviously these aren't real joints. Right. I mean, that's the one I want to avoid. Right? Missing a safety pin. So I just realised now. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, but we maybe. Oh no, here we go. I found one. I was like, I need like 4 more safety pins, but I only have 3 left. Anyway, solved that problem. Anyway, oh, now I dropped the one I was using. I'm great at this. Live streaming, isn't it great? Except you saw none of that because I was all off camera. But anyway, no, from the top. Sorry. So just to describe the process again. Come up from behind with your safety pin, from behind your first piece, and then from the front on your second piece. There we go. If your second piece needs to be behind the first piece, does that make sense? So like that. Here we go. So now after the final bits. There we go. So we got head and torso together. You got 2 arms and then 2 legs. Okay, they're off screen, but you get the general thing. So I think we'll do legs first. So we've got our little left leg and our body piece. We're going to line that up where we want it to go, which is generally with the holster. We're going to go like that. Right, and remember kids, what did we say? So behind. And then the front. We might actually, that's a good way to connect these to the body, is actually go through the holster bits. Holster straps as a way to determine where they line up. I think like one of these legs are wider than the other, so it's probably gonna look a bit weird. There we go. So that's 1. Oh. See that? This is why the last time I made one of these, like when I was 3 years old, I did sort of have it smaller because it gets a bit, especially like holding it without lying on something is like a nightmare. But good deal. Alright, that's 1 leg, and then see everything's sort of twisting around. That's why these pups are used for stop motion. No, okay, something's twisted around. There we go. Everything's twisting around. This is, you know, showing all the flaws. It's a good instructional video, Jess. Okay, fix that bit. Yeah, so obviously it's gonna be auto, it's lining, and you have more control with it. Alright, we use this pen. So up from behind. I'm going to do up from behind. So first piece up from behind, and then that seems to be working the best. I mean, it's not perfect, but I've said it so many times. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's sort of fun of the imperfections of it. You know, when you're watching something, it's homemade, and people get that. So yeah, so then from the top for the second piece, and just the thing. So now we got legs connected to Jason. Jason's legs are a bit weird. See, that needs to be stronger. Alright, we're gonna lie him down. Like so. Alright. And we'll do the arms, and we're done. And it's been about, it's probably gonna be about 45 minutes once we get this all together. So, let's see if I can do this. Like lying on the floor so you can see it all together nicely. So, from the top, and so from behind, and we'll go on this one too. So we do it at the same time, well, not the same time, but similar times. Now we'll go that bit better and at the same spot. Okay. Well. From behind, say it with me, kids. From behind, and then is this the right arm? Yep. And then sort of from the top, and then you connect it up. So we got 1 arm. So this is the last bit we have to do. Again, these things are quite fiddly. Not even just like these kind of puppets, like also stop motion puppets are a little finicky. And people will make like a multiple of the same one because they aren't like super long lasting. I mean, maybe more of like the professional like Leica type thing probably. I mean, there's lots of them for different reasons. But yeah, so you know, if you want to that, you know, like when people make like you know, feature length stuff with this kind of stuff, they would have like multiple of these copies in case one, you know, deteriorated and stuff, or getting ripped and stuff. But this is, again, I'm like just showing you. So here we go. So we'll go from here so you can see the whole thing. So here is our full puppet. Doesn't he look handsome? That's such a weird thing to say. Doesn't he look great? Again, here's like a little finicky. That's just stop motion weapons in general. There are, you know, got to sort of maneuver in a certain way for them to work. Again, you might not want to use safety pins. I don't know if I will again. We'll have to see what it's like animating it. So yeah, but here we go. You could even put like, you don't have to use this kind of puppet for so much. You know, like, you can put like sticks underneath and have it like as a proper puppet. I would definitely use thicker card for that though. This is like sketch paper. It's very thin. If you want to make like a proper puppet type thing. But technique's still the same, just, you know, different materials. But yeah, here is a little. Let's see if we can make him a cool pose. Yeah, I can see. This is when the arms look weird, but then puppets always have this weird sort of elongated kind of thing. He's gonna do like that. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Poses are fun, but yeah, that's my Jason Todd puppet. See you next week. I'm hoping to get the last 2 Roman month videos to be like animations, not with him, like digital stuff. Though I could, you know, use. I do have this now, so if one doesn't work out, I can always do this something with him. But we'll see. I also may do a video in the future. Don't know if it'll be a live stream, but just in general, about like how to make like what I used to do stop motion kind of stuff. So stay tuned for that at some point in the future. Probably not this month, probably like next year. Cause I already got sort of other videos planned for probably a month, but yeah. And look, you definitely see him in that demonstration because I got him. I don't know where that queen character I went. Also, she's like literally like the last puppet I made is like the size of his leg. So this is really cool to have like this really. I mean, it's not like massive, but I could go bigger if I wanted to do it. In fact, I originally was gonna do something. Well, let's make it A3, but let's not do that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Whether you watched it live or you're watching it later, I hope you learned something. Please feel to have any questions. I believe there's like a new comment section if you watch this like later. Or even send me like a Twitter. It's at @GlayJ_. Instagram's also at @GlayJ_. Facebook's like /GlayJ Comics something. I don't know. And my website obviously GlayJ.com. But I don't know if there's any way to leave. If I check that, is there any way to leave? There's still have to contact form. Anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah. No, just probably if you have any questions, either leave a comment or send me a tweet or post a message on Twitter or Instagram. Anyway, thank you very much. I gotta work out how to finish this. I gotta press the X. Oh look, this is my first live stream. Anyway, see you next week. Actually no, Project What else is coming up and I'm working on a video for that. So see you like in a couple of days. I'm gonna get that ready and then next week for my next movie. Okay, bye. Yes, I want